All right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome into the huddle. Shoot the gap, the rapid hole fantasy football focus show, spanning the generation gap of 20s, 30s, and 40s. You found us, you found us. I am your humble MC, Brian the Eagle Baldwin, and it's my pleasure, my honor, to introduce. Didn't have him last week, but we're having this week, which we're so excited. Ethan, the Doc Marshall. Ethan, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing all right. I'm getting tired of this COVID junk, so messing with my lineups week to week.
Yeah, and beyond because it messes up the bye weeks and stuff. Yeah, so yeah, right there with you. And of course, we have with us the guy that will probably be reclaiming his number one spot in our league again, Connor, the Gut Marshall. Connor, how you doing, man?
It feels good to hear those words again.
Ah.
Numero uno.
Yeah.
Well, hey, it was. Look, we talked about it last week. Everyone said don't start Joe Mixon, but I said he wasn't gonna bust, and I want to say that I was technically right, even though he didn't do great, because he got the receiving work.
He didn't bust.
He got 12
dude.
points in half PPR.
Yeah, believe me, dude. As a James Robinson owner that got like 7, I'd take that 12.
Well, dude, the targets, the targets has been a new thing, which I'm looking forward to staying, but I don't know if it will.
Yeah, well, let's be hopeful. Let's be hopeful. Yeah. So we last time you guys saw us, we were doing the shoot and ceasefire. It was the Anchor Arm show, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. But this is going to be our week 5 week 5 wrap up. And of course, this is our 24th show. So I guess what would you call it, guys? Our Kobe show. So number 24. Is that what you would say?
Kobe.
Yeah. Right. October the 12th in this foul year of our Lord. Yeah. So, all right. Well, it's been a lot that's happened. So one of the things that we should probably just go and talk about, man, is the Reaper meter. Yeah, dude. That's what that is, the Reaper meter. Yeah, for our new listeners, it's our meter that we're using to judge if there's going to be a full season or not. It was at first to see if there's going to be a season, but of course that's happening. But we're checking to see if it's how we feel about continuing. So, Doc, you want to lay out any new information that's come out about that might be COVID related or affect the season?
For me, what I'm seeing happen now, I think we're still not seeing within team transmission, which is good. But the thing that's worrying me is that the more this happens week to week, the less wiggle room they have with the buys and things like that. And so that is definitely concerning, because then you might have to look at, okay, how are they going to manage this? Because you can't just not have a game. You know what I mean? That you have so few games that they play. That's concerning to me. That being said, I'm still what I was at last week, which is a 2.
Okay. Connor, how you feeling, my brother, about the Reaper meter?
I'm at a 2 as well, but I am rostering my team with depth in mind. So I'm definitely building for a world worse than 2. If that makes sense.
Actually, it does. Yes, I feel you, man. Yeah, I think we're all collectively right there, because there was no new positive test for the Titans and the Patriots.
Not yet.
Yeah, the Denver and New England game did get moved to next week. But and then what do they do? Buys this week for those guys, and then so far there hasn't been any new positives for the Bills or the Titans, so that game looks like it's going to be on for tomorrow, which is odd, so Tuesday night football, which I never said in my life before, outside of Little League. And so, so
what's nice about that is now we get to have football on more nights of the week than we ever did before. There's the bright side. There's the glass half full. Right?
Yeah, there you go, dude. Positive.
As they say, always look on the bright side of life, right?
Oh wait, that's awesome. That's from
Yeah,
the,
Sometimes the
I don't know.
references do cross the generations, guys.
awesome. That's from the Life of Brian. So hey, there you go, dude. Yeah. But so the NFL did move some games around. So it is continuing. So I'm at a 2. One thing I did want to talk about that's real important to know. It's the Connor. We're going to be talking about the bye bye bye. So you're the closest guy we have to a boy band. Why don't you sing that, dude? Come on, for the people.
Is there a song?
No respect at all.
Is there a song I'm supposed to do, or am I just supposed to
Bye
ad
bye
lib this?
bye bye bye. Yeah. Yeah.
Bye, 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 bye. Like that? Like I don't know what you want.
Never mind.
I've
dude.
never heard of this song.
But that was good enough though, dude. That was like one of those slow boy band, girl. Anyway.
Yeah,
Okay. So,
I got it my way.
So let's talk about the buys that change now. Okay, that with all this moving around, I mean, we could go through all the games, but let's just talk about the buys. We're trying to keep these things concise. So the Chargers, okay, their bye week now is week 6 from week 10. So in other words, it's next week. So if you have any Chargers, make sure you're sitting them because their bye week is next week. Okay, and then Miami's bye week is now week 7. Okay, because it was week 11, it's week 7, which I'm really happy about because I have 3 wide receivers. Stephon Diggs and Crowder was going to have the same bye week. Now they're not. So, the Lord gives and takes away. So thank you, Lord. That's one good one from you. Thank you, Jesus. And then Jacksonville, their bye week is moving. Now it's on week 8 because it was week 7. And the Jets, their bye week is now week 10 when it was week 11. Yeah. So, that's what I was going to tell you about the Crowder thing. Yeah. So make sure and keep that in mind, everybody. Okay. Especially with the Chargers thing, because I was depending on their defense this next week, but I had to drop them because can't use them. So, that was a real surprise to me. But of course, let's go ahead and talk about the MASH unit. And so the dun, dun, da, 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 da. And again,
This is a sad one, man. This is a sad one.
Yeah. This is a real sad one. But again, it's sad, but I'm going to try to present it in a happy way. All right. Merry early Christmas, Anti-Dalton owners. Why?
None of you.
None of you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of you now, guys. Anti-Dalton owners. Merry early Christmas. Why is that, Doc?
I wanted a Red Rider for Christmas.
Because Dak Prescott had a brutal ankle injury.
Yeah, he was.
That shit broke.
Yeah, he was defeated. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you think the whole weight of everything probably was hitting him. He got a franchise tag this year. He didn't get this. This was a prove-it season. He came out about all of this, mental health problems with depression and things he struggled with, and so you have like this crushing blow. I mean, that's just like you could see the emotionality of all of it, and it was just a bummer. I don't like the Cowboys. I'm not a Cowboys fan, being from Houston, but I've always, been fond of Dak, and so it was a bummer seeing him go down like that.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure how effective he's going to be, when he comes back, because that was his whole thing. I mean, he caught a touchdown that game, So, dynasty owners, I'd be a little nervous about him, but he will be back. It said 4 to 6 months, so he will be back. I mean, look at Alex Smith and Connor. Bring up that interesting point you said about Alex Smith.
Yeah, well, this was the same day that Alex Smith came back after being gone for 600 something days. And I think the sentiment we brought out earlier is a perfect reason to segue into our sponsors. So us as Houston fans, even though we hate the Cowboys, we're still, we're humans, and we realize this is a game with a ball. This is something we all did at recess. So these are people too, So thoughts and prayers out for Dak Prescott. And if you are like us, you should get on the Sports Hosts app, because it's a place where people are doing this kinds of stuff, man. All people in all sports communities coming together, get in on it. And Brian, you want to tell us about our other sponsor?
Ooh, you mean the Pride of Sunnyside?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah,
the one and
man.
only.
Yeah, dude, the high volume music radio app. Yeah, make sure and download it. It has great music, great information, great DJs. One of my favorite DJs is Anthony Frazier. He comes on noon to 2, plays some funky music, stuff that you would just love. And his personality, he's a great personality. So I think you would really enjoy him. So yeah, because I know I do. So make sure
Real
and download
classic.
that. Yeah, and go check out the website, highvolumemusicradio.com. It's a local radio station. Yeah, so support. But so let me go ahead and burn through the Merry Early Christmases real quick. So I got a couple more. And so Merry Early Christmas, Alexander Madison owners. And why is that, Connor?
Because Cook is hobbled.
Yes, exactly right. Merry Early Christmas, Chase Claypool owners. That's you, Connor. Merry Early Christmas, my brother.
I didn't get any of his points, though.
That's okay.
But I picked him up.
Right. Well, no, you're jumping on it. Yeah. So because Deontay Johnson has that back injury, man.
Look, so I was thinking about something, and I wanted to know your guys' takes on it.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna be concise. I'm not gonna take a lot of time here. Is there a scenario in where it could be advisable to start Juju and Chase Claypool both, or can you only start one of them?
It depends on the secondary and what you think the game script will be.
This week against the Browns.
Okay, if they play against Atlanta, yes.
But not against the Browns.
Or Seahawks or Cowboys, the Vikings, maybe a team like that, maybe. But against the Browns, I wouldn't.
But here's the thing: they're ranked number 3. They're the third best matchup according to Yahoo. They're a green light.
Yeah, and I think Miami was the 8th. Yeah, I mean, so tell San Francisco how that worked out for them.
Well, okay, if San Francisco had Big Ben as quarterback, he could have done something.
Yeah, maybe.
They had what looked like George Kittle's younger brother, who there was a reason why he wasn't good at football.
you got parented in. Yeah, I wouldn't do that, man. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, okay. I'm sure you're gonna have better options. Merry Early Christmas. Hey, this is me, Chase Edwards owners.
Chase Edmonds.
Yes, I said Edwards. Yeah. Chase Edmonds owner. Thank you. I actually wrote Edwards. Chase Edmonds. Yeah.
You think his name is Edwards? We've had this conversation multiple episodes.
Yeah, and I just won't stop. Thank you, sir.
Can't stop.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, but it looks like the takeover. Kenyon Drake. What do you think, Doc? You think that's happening, man?
I mean, takeover as in seeing the majority of looks now, but I still see that now what I see happening is they're just a backfield that's going to be tough to predict. Edmonds will get enough work to be good, but will he get enough work to be a top tier running back, an RB1? That's the only concern I would have, because you get some clarity in the backfield seasons like Edmonds coming up, and then Kenyon Drake starts to wake up,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm thinking that boot
gets uninjured.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Yeah, I think that boot, was more than precautionary in the beginning because he just lost his explosion. Yeah, so I don't think they're being forthright with him. Connor, let me ask you this. This just happened tonight, okay? So this just happened. This news just happened while we were getting ready to break or to get started, but the injury is Keenan Allen's ruled out with a back injury. Who would that be a Merry Early Christmas for?
Mike Williams is also injured. So I guess Hunter Henry.
That's all I'm thinking. So I mean, I literally was asking you a question.
In this game. Didn't he have a touchdown catch, Mike Williams?
Hunter Henry?
Hunter Henry did.
Mike Williams, didn't he have the first touchdown catch in the game?
Oh, yeah, he is playing in this game, actually. Okay, I guess Merry Christmas, Mike Williams owners. I'm sorry. Well, I read a couple days ago he was banged up, but I guess
Me too. Yeah, you're right, though. You're right, though. He is.
Yeah, but, okay, he has 8.1 points right now, and his ceiling is 8.9.
Okay.
But he has brighter days ahead of him.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But man, has that Chargers offense gotten banged up, man? Wow.
No kidding.
Jeez. Yeah. Just two other things I want to point out. We're going to be hitting some news when we hit the games that we're going to do the wrap up. But these are a couple of things that are not to these games. I mean, one thing is, but it doesn't really matter on the wrap up. But the first one is, of course, about the game that's going on right now is, Michael Thomas is, he was hurt, from his high ankle sprain. But Connor, why isn't he playing right now, my brother?
Because he got suspended.
Yeah, and what did he do?
He got in a fight with a teammate.
Yeah, he actually punched Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, second-year safety. Yeah, and if you're curious, I did some digging, because I always dig into the juicy gossip side of football, it seems. But Thomas didn't like how Chauncey was covering him in a 5-play red zone period, and they argued. And then the very next play, Thomas threw a punch, but Chauncey was wearing a helmet, and that's what did it. So it looks like Thomas might be a diva. Yeah. So the other one is it started already. He's already been back only one game, and Le'Veon Bell has already tweeted that he's frustrated with not being involved in the passes. I wonder if he's applying, pressure on Gase to get fired. What do you think about that, Doc?
Yeah, I mean, you see this. This happened with the Texans, right? Players were clamoring and saying stuff like you saw someone like JJ, like that dude is so composed normally, and
Yeah.
he's out doing what he's doing, and I like it. Speak up. It shows that you want to win, and it shows that you care about the team. I don't
And it
know,
shows
maybe
that you
Belichick-
have a standard of leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I just wanted to go and throw those things out there. But now what for everybody's been waiting on. And, of course, Connor, your voice warmed up, dude. I'm at that beautiful.
Me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's all you think about is me. Yeah. That sounds good, dude. That's
Okay.
it. Yeah. So let's go on to the week 5 wrap up. Hit it, my brother.
All right. Now, first off, we had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Chicago Bears. And the Bears did not have a double doink. They won. It was, it seems like Brady cannot beat Nick Foles, man. It's just his kryptonite.
Yeah.
That
he's
and Eli
definitely-
Manning.
Yeah, he's definitely he isn't matchup proof right now, especially without Godwin. Yeah, definitely, dude, definitely on that. That was a huge takeaway I took there. I mean, found out Rojo. Oh my, wow,
Yeah.
he's a real deal. What do you think of? Is Fournette droppable now, Doc?
Yeah, I still, I don't know if I'm only starting Rojo if I have to, but he looked good. And if you have to do anyone in that backfield, you have to roster him. I say Rojo's the man.
17 rush attempts, man, 106 yards, 5 targets, 3 receptions, and 19 yards. Incredible.
Yep.
Yeah, I was playing against him, and whenever he caught that ball and he started rolling into the end zone, I was like, "No, that's not a touchdown." Yeah. So yeah, look,
Mike Evans.
yeah. So the Chicago defense, they showed up. 3 sacks, 1 fumble recovery, limited Brady's to 253 passing yards, one touchdown. He only got 9. So they only got 19 points. So that's
Brady also limited himself by overthrowing. Like there were some throws that I saw him make. I'm like, that was Foles last week, and Foles in the first half. All of a sudden, they swapped skill sets in the second half, and it was just it was insane.
That's one thing I was thinking about was like Foles is like the Chipotle of quarterbacks. I mean, he's like
Chipotle.
Yeah, it's better than McDonald's, but not really by much.
I disagree with that.
No.
The last time we went there, you got the steak, which is infamously unseasoned. If you got the chicken, you would like it a lot better.
Well, it still went through me. Okay, pretty faster. You talk about 3 and out. Yeah. That was Chipotle. Yeah. So, Allen Robinson, man. Connor, is he a must start now every week?
I mean, if you drafted him, yeah, I would start him, man.
Mm-hmm.
If I had him, I would start him.
And I'm not going to ask you this because I know that you're biased. So I'll ask Doc this. Matt Nagy, still going crazy eyes. He's still going crazy eyes. In fact, I think because of what I just saw from Matt Nagy, I think that it should get the yakety sax, man. Hit me some yakety sax right now, dude.
Yeah, he's still making some dumb moves.
Dude, the reason why is because he's running the baby giraffe.
Fuck
Cordell
that
Patterson.
guy.
Okay, why? When you have David Montgomery on the roster, why is Cordell Patterson getting runs? I mean, is he rosterable?
No,
Doc.
No, because he's the biggest. That guy is a threat for the special teams. He's not a threat as a running back. You know, like it's insane to me. I mean, could it be that this is just while Cohen is out? He's going to serve as that back to give Montgomery a breather every now and then. Yeah, I know. You got to give him a breather every now and then, but
it was in the red zone.
Yeah.
He was in the red zone. What the mess is he doing? So yeah. So I knew that Connor was pretty upset about that because he's a Montgomery owner.
And I'm starting him next week.
Yeah. So I was going to ask. Hang on. They're playing against. Don't tell me. The Panthers.
Atlanta or the Panthers. Yeah.
They're playing against Panthers.
One of the NFC South teams.
That'll be a great play for Montgomery.
Yeah, I'm excited. He has a good couple next weeks.
Yeah.
He's subbing in for Josh Jacobs, then for Jonathan Taylor, and then for
on your roster, you mean?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Jonathan Taylor. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Which we'll get to those guys. So, what do you think, Connor? Is it your favorite part of the review? Moving on.
Next, the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons battled, and the Atlanta Falcons lost again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think overall, like we're looking at Atlanta. Like last year, they were a team that they lost, but they were still producing. You look at what Matt Ryan did. Matt Ryan was a pitiful start at quarterback. Hayden Hurst was terrible, right? Calvin Ridley gave you a decent game, right? Got you. It was serviceable, but Atlanta's offense, all of a sudden now Gurley's going off. Like Gurley's the one getting all the points. So it's getting harder and harder to trust that offense, especially with Matt Ryan struggling so much. I think maybe it just shows us how integral Julio Jones is to the functioning, nature of that offense.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, I agree with you right now. If there's no Julio, it's no bueno. Yeah. In
For
fact,
everyone.
yeah, exactly. And that. Would you say Hayden Hurst is droppable, Connor?
I think he's a worthy roster as a tight end too. So if me personally, I wouldn't roster him because I have Johnny Smith in the Fant. But
okay, how about somebody?
Like for example, I told you in our E-Ward league that he's not worth dropping.
Yeah, which they don't in the E-Ward. There's not really much to grab.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So in some situations, you have to hold on to him, unfortunately.
Yeah. Would you drop him for Austin Hooper?
No, I'm not touching Austin Hooper with a 10-foot pole.
Okay, good enough. Yeah. So yeah, Gurley. The big thing about Gurley is that he had a season high 5 targets. And he got 4 of them for 29 receiving yards. So he's starting to get passing. Dude, how about Olamide Zacchaeus? I mean, is that guy somebody you want to get?
I honestly, the week that Calvin Ridley was questionable and a game time decision. Everyone was talking about MVS. Zacchaeus was the guy I was going to pivot to if Ridley wasn't in because I saw him I looked at the game logs and he was already getting some work the week or two before that, and that was with Ridley there. So that, I saw Ridley. I see Zacchaeus as a good option to go for. But again, man, it's scary looking at what Atlanta is not doing on offense.
1 catch, 3 yards. That's the guy. That's Zacchaeus yesterday.
Oh, so it wasn't very good.
Right. Yeah. So
If Ridley wasn't there, I would have done better.
Yep. So, how do you, Connor? How do you feel about the DJ Moore Robbie Anderson thing? How I mean, is it a switch now? Is DJ Moore still the guy? I mean, DJ Moore got five targets, right? And yeah, that's right, and a touchdown, and he got 93 yards receiving, but I think Robbie got like he rushed
11
12
targets.
times. Yeah, 12 targets. Yeah, 12 targets, 8 receptions for 112 yards. So he owns 27% of the target share.
Yeah, DJ Moore got 9 targets and 13 targets respectively in the first 2 games. And he has gotten 4, 6, and 5 respective targets, 4, 2, 4, 4, and 4. Now, he got those 4 for 93 and a touchdown, so he did really good today. But this was like I am looking to him as a wide receiver 3 to 2.
Is he a sell high candidate after a game like this?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, because in about 3 weeks, who does DJ Moore play?
Atlanta.
I'm sure you're. Yep. Yep. So, yeah. So it's not really like you're boogering the other guy. I mean, he's going to get those points again. He's going to have a lot of productivity in 3 weeks. So,
It's
yeah.
the great thing about the NFC South. It's a great division for fantasy football.
It sure is. Almost like the NFC East. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So.
Well, not really. Not all of it. The Cowboys, yeah, but not the Giants. Washington football team and Giants right now.
Oh, I was thinking about playing against like their defenses.
I thought you. Oh no, I was saying like the NFC South has good players because now you have Mike Davis, you have Sly, you have freaking Aunt Robbie, you have DJ Moore. That's just the Panthers.
Can we say something real quick? Yes, is that there's a lot of talk that Mike Davis might be. This might be the last week of Mike Davis. That CMC might be back next week. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of talk about that, but I'm thinking that they're going to say, well, Christian, if you're not 100%, if you're just 90%, why don't you just, wait a little bit, make sure you get 100%.
I think the biggest fear for the CMC owners is that they ease him back in. And so there's like a week where the load is shared between Davis and McCaffrey, but we'll just see.
Yeah. Just want to bring that up. Okay, moving on.
So then we had the Raiders of the Chiefs, and this game was it was really exciting. Josh Jacobs scored a couple touchdowns. Kelsey, Mahomes, Hill, but the real outlier was that Eclair wasn't all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was pretty disappointing.
Eclair owners beware. He might not be a top 5 running back like you thought he was.
Yeah, but he did have a touchdown call back for an offensive pass interference, so there's that. But there's a feeling that their better days might be ahead. He might be a trade target. People might be freaking out about that. There was some injuries though of note on Kansas City. Of course, the one that probably nobody knows about, the offensive that means probably the most, is the offensive lineman Kalichi Asamili. He tore tendons in both knees. Okay, in last game, so he's going to be out, and that's a big blow. And of course, Sammy Watkins had a hamstring injury. So does that mean it's McCole Hardman time? What do you think, Doc?
Yeah. I think McCall Hardman is. He was already, a good option in the flex, and with Watkins being out, it just cements that.
Nice, nice, yeah. And Connor, you've been talking about this guy from the top, Henry Ruggs. He returned to the lineup, man. So he became the David Carr's vertical threat. Both of his receptions were on throws for 20 yards or more. So how do you feel about Ruggs now? Do you still have him?
No, I don't still have him. But I am keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, he's in your watch list.
Yeah.
How do you feel about being a Josh Jacobs owner?
Feel
Talk to me about
great.
that.
Top
Talk,
8,
yeah, dude. 25 total touches, man.
2
Yeah,
touchdowns.
are you concerned at all about his lack of passing? You only got 3 targets for 2 receptions for 8 yards.
Whenever you're metal like he is, you don't have to be.
All right. Anything to add there, Doc?
Oh, it's a good game out of Waller as well for anyone who owned Waller. And Tyreek Hill had a good showing as well.
Aguilar.
Yes.
He
There was
didn't drop it.
There were some points going around in that game. The thing you didn't want is to have the Kansas City defense.
Yeah. Negatives are always bad.
Speaking of negatives, moving on. The Arizona Cardinals and the New York Jets. Manned by none other than Adam Gase. So those are good when they're choreographed like that.
Oh, that was great. That was set up really well.
Man,
really
speaking
good job.
of being set up really well, if you had Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, or Chase Edmonds, you were happy. And if you had Drake, you weren't really mad either. And I'm of the conspiracy theory that Drake is actually going to get better later in the year now because he's injured. Also, Crowder did good. If you have Crowder, you're happy. You should be starting him, getting those points out. But he's really the only Jet worth rostering or talking about at this point.
Even Le'Veon?
No, you shouldn't. No.
If Adam Gase gets fired, then Le'Veon Bell will be worth something.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I don't think that he will.
Yeah. James and Crowder, just real quick, they all he's done the last 3 games is get double-digit targets and over 100 yards receiving. I mean, for past, the games that he plays in. So he's would you say he's a high-end wide receiver too? Would you guys agree to that?
Definitely.
You haven't started him for any of those games, have you?
Well, because dude, I had DJ Moore playing against Atlanta, and then I had Stephon Diggs, and also had Kenny G, and then I had you guys know how my running backs are, the Robinson, Hunt, and Henry, and now I got Madison. So yeah, so I mean I it's a great thing to have on a bench, and gave me ability to get a really valuable piece because I was extremely weak on quarterback. So Le'Veon Bell, you guys are not impressed. Did he? He came back. He was able. The problem is that there's a guy. If I told you a guy named Jeff Smith, would you say that he's a NFL player? Would you guys say that?
It sounds like he played for BYU in college.
Oh, that's because you know that, Honky. He got 11 targets, man.
Oh,
yeah,
he actually did play for BYU?
Oh, I don't know.
I was just making a joke.
Okay, 11 targets for 1, and Le'Veon only got 1. Yeah, and so maybe Jeff Smith might be somebody to keep in mind also. So there's not much more to talk about other than Bell having the goal line carry, so that's a really good thing. He might be somebody to target because of that, and just the fact that he's used so much. So, anything more to add on the Arizona Cardinals and the New York Jets? The Cardinals defense didn't do real well, so I don't know if that whole start.
That was against the Jets.
Yeah, I don't know if you could do that with Crowder around now. Yeah.
By the way, we have more evidence that Mike Williams is the beneficiary of Keenan Allen.
Yeah, what you got, Doc?
4-yard touchdown pass from Justin Herbert.
Okay. Merry early Christmas, Mike Williams owner.
He has
none of you out there.
Wow.
All right. Moving on.
I kind of want to pick up Mike Williams.
Connor, come on, man. We're doing a show here, dude. We're doing a show.
I'm sorry. Now you see the spontaneity of everything. Okay.
No, you do this every damn show.
I
You know,
know.
like you picked up Gronk in the middle of the other show. I mean, come on, man.
And it ended up being the best play because
It wasn't bad.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, I
just
should have started Mike Gesicki. That would have been the best play. But
Eh.
moving on, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Pittsburgh
He's on
Steelers.
Ethan's type team. Yeah.
He is. Yeah, now he is. And I'm assuming you're starting him next week.
I don't know what you're talking. What?
You have Mike Gesicki. You're starting him next week, right? Nice. Of
No,
course.
don't do that. You're playing against me. Don't do that.
Okay.
Get
look,
Eric Ebron.
Chase Claypool. Speaking of Eric Ebron, Steelers, he did nothing, and no one on the Steelers did anything except for Chase Claypool. He did all the things.
Mm-hmm.
He was the thing.
How do you
And
feel
James
about,
Conner was okay.
Yeah, yeah. You're 100% right. Yeah, Chase got over. How many fantasy points did he get, Connor? You picked him up.
He had 39 fantasy. He had
39.
4 touchdowns. He caught 3 and ran for 1.
Yeah. 110 receiving yards and 7 catches on 11 targets. That's pretty awesome. He's an auto start, especially if Deontay Johnson misses time with that back injury. Are you worried about Juju, Connor? You're a Juju owner. You were singing the praises of Juju a week or two ago.
Yeah, more like 3. No, I was singing it when he played against the Texans, which was foolhardy. Well, luckily I picked up Chase Claypool, so I feel
That's
like
that's a yes.
I'm gonna thankfully I'm gonna be 4-1, so I can afford to watch what happens in the next couple of weeks. I think I want to watch the next 3 weeks and then make a decision, because I do think that Deontay Johnson getting back is gonna muddy the waters.
Yeah, but there's going to be a 2. You know, not Rogers. Big Ben is good enough to spread it around and to support more than one receiver.
Yeah,
So-
and I mean Chase might have cemented himself as the one anyway.
Big
even
dude.
if Johnson gets, he's a big dude. He's
Yeah.
fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, time escaped me, but I wanted to get the recording of the do, you know, for Claypool. I'll get it to you, Ethan. Yeah, we'll have it next time. But if I asked you, Ethan, who's Travis Fulgham? Who would you say?
On the side of Zach Ertz owners, that's who I would say.
Oh, well, no, Zach Ertz is the thorn in the side of the Zach Ertz owners. Yeah, he's he might have a fork in him, dude.
Yep.
Yeah. But would you cut Zach Ertz?
Man, I would hang around for a week where he happens to get a touchdown and then trade him.
So high on the name. Yeah, because one thing is that it usually takes about 6 weeks for a fractured ankle to heal, and Goddard is on week 3, so he's going to be coming back more sooner than later at this point. He's like right in the middle of that point. Yeah. So, but do you guys, Connor? Do you think that Travis Fulgham? Do you think he's a flash in the pans, man?
I don't know who that is, man.
Okay, Doc. He had 12. Well, he had. Let me ask you, dude. He had 12. Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. But he has 12 targets, and he had the team best in receiving yards at 152. Had the best team best in receptions at 10. Okay, so
This
so
is
he's
an Eagles guy, I'm assuming.
dude. This is a breakout rookie. That's what this is.
On
Yeah.
the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who had the touchdown pass at the end of the game against the 49ers, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that guy, I mean, that was kind of the beginning. When that happened, that connection, that link up between him and Wentz, that was probably the beginning of a beautiful relationship.
You think you'd be nervous about Alshon Jeffries and Djax coming back, and also Rager? They're on their way back, and also Goddard.
Those are guys that I'm just gonna, if I were to pick up anyone, I would go Goddard, and just hold on to him for that. Rager and Djax have just been burning people left and right. One of them's gonna be good, but it's a dart throw. Which one it's gonna be?
Yeah, it gets muddy. Yeah, I don't think Greg Ward did real well then. Go Cougs. All right. So moving on.
Moving on. The Los Angeles Rams and the Washington football team, that was WTF, played. And speaking of WTF, Alex Smith is back. What?
That is what. Yeah, that is what WTF. Yeah. So but see, the thing is that whenever Kyle Allen was in, Antonio Gibson was getting the passes, right? I mean, he got something like 5 passes for 24 yards or something like that in the first quarter. Then as soon as Kyle Allen was taken out and Alex Smith was in, no more. They all went to McKissick. Yeah, he never once threw to Gibson again. So with that information, Doc, or would you be nervous about Gibson?
No, I'm not. I'm not nervous. I'm still gonna hang on to him and just see what happens. You know, I mean, I still haven't started him yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I figured this would be the week to start him if you were going to.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, they're playing a tough D. So
Yeah, that's one thing to look at too. Yeah, like don't be nervous about Terry. I think Terry's gonna be okay, especially with Alex Smith. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, that's what the whole reason why we said to draft him high was because we thought Alex Smith was going to be the quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
there was clamor about that.
or just not Dwayne Haskins, right? Yeah. Connor, talk to me about. I know you love tight ends, you know, so let's talk about him, dude. Tyler Higbee, and and Everett. Yeah, man. How you feel about those guys, dude? Talk to me about what's your gut say about them?
Either of those guys. I think they're kind of both gonna have games where they feed. So
yeah, you know Higbee's running fewer routes than Malcolm Brown.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, is I mean, I think you were the one that was calling him Higbeast. I think that was you. Yeah, but so is he matchup dependent, or what do you think? Is this just a one game thing, or was the other done?
Look, I want to go on the record saying that I don't believe in Higbee or Everett as a tight end for fantasy. So for those reasons, I'm not going to act like I know what I'm going to assume that they're going to do bad,
barring injury to one.
Yeah. Can we move on?
Only if you want to talk about the backfield, you know, about Darrell Henderson to get a touchdown.
I think that Darrell Henderson is going to be good, and you know, he's probably going to be the guy.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have what do you have anything to say about the Rams backfield, Ethan?
No, just that I don't want anything to do with it.
Agreed. All right. Then you know what that means, Connor.
The Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens played, and the Ravens ravaged them. It was not close at all.
Not close.
Yeah, I played against the the guy that had Baltimore's defense. So yeah, it was like 29 points, dude. That's why I'm like, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose, just straight up, you know.
When the defense does that to you, dang, man.
Yeah, exactly. So the weird thing though about Baltimore is that Mark Ingram led the team in carries. J.K. Dobbins led the way, and as the main receiver, he got 3 targets for 3 catches. And Gus Edwards played the largest snap share. So what are you gonna do with that backfield? Do you stay away from that one, the Baltimore?
Yeah, I unfortunately in one league I invested in that backfield, and it's been nothing but just pain and unpleasantness. And I've been wanting to try and get out as much as I can, but no one's bit on my trip.
Yeah, well, I mean, you might want to sweeten that pot then, or not ask for so much. Connor, would you? This is one thing I've been hearing all day from different podcasts was to trade away Ingram, trade for Dobbins, and add Edwards off the waiver wire. Does that sound like good advice?
Add Edwards?
Trade away Ingram, trade for Dobbins, and add Edwards, or add Edwards off the waiver wire.
Bruh. No.
Got to adjust the seat for that one. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. And Doc, What's your thoughts on Marquis Hollywood Brown?
Finally, touchdown. That's great. Good to see that. Make some relevant play. It's been a rough start to the year. It's been a rough start to the year for the offense of Baltimore, kind of more generally. It's been hard to know where to go. Even Lamar Jackson hasn't been a solid play every week, unfortunately. But they seem to be finding their rhythm. I think this is a good spot for Malcolm Brown. I'm gonna hit you with a question, Miko.
Hey,
Do you trade high with Brown right now? Are you trying to get off? You trade high with Brown after the week he had this week in the touchdown.
Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting because he did get like 77 yards and a touchdown on 10 targets. Yeah, and he did. It depends on what I would get. Like, let's say that if Robbie Anderson for Marquis Brown, yeah, I would do that. Yeah, I would.
That's almost like it's lateral enough, or at least it seems lateral enough. But I think you're getting a better deal there.
Yeah. Well, Lamar Jackson, dude, he had his lowest completion percentage at 51%. So he's not last, and that's on the deep passes, man. And last season on deep passing attempts, dude, he had like 42.6 completion. This year he has 31.8. I mean, that's tough. So yeah, I'm right there with you, Connor. Would you do that deal, man? Robbie Anderson, Marquis Brown.
Yeah.
Robert Woods, Marquis Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about Cooper Kupp?
Yep.
Yeah. Ooh, how about this? This is a real target. We'll get to it. Tyler Lockett.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So he's absolutely a trade high target. Absolutely. Connor, you're an owner of Joe Mixon. Talk about it.
I'm starting him. I'm starting him regardless.
Okay. But how do you think about his performance? That's next show. How do you think about this performance?
That's not my question.
No. What I'm trying to say is I'm starting him week in, week out. I'm trusting him.
Okay.
I trusted him even though everyone said to sit him.
Okay. So one thing that I was looking at whenever I was researching, I'm with you, dude. I think he actually might be the Derrick Henry of the AFC North. I mean, if you really look at the production that Derrick Henry has done, he's almost matchup proof because now he's getting, like you said, is getting into the passing work more. Was that what you were talking about earlier, Connor?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Giovanni wasn't being used as much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so he dominated the snap count, the routes, the carries. I mean, Giovanni didn't even get any carries, dude. So yeah, I think so. You're pretty happy with this with Mixon's output against one of the best defenses, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Did you see AJ Green? We can't get out without talking about AJ Green. Oh, by the way, anybody that started Joe Burrow against Baltimore, you have no right to be angry. Okay, that is like
what are you doing?
No, what are you doing starting a rookie quarterback against that defense? No. You got what you deserve. But somebody who didn't get what he deserved was AJ Green with a hamstring injury now. So is that time to move on? Move on from him?
Move on.
Well, hang on, not from AJ Green.
Yeah. I'm encouraged. I know an owner of AJ Green, and I encourage them to move on, to drop AJ Green. This was actually back. I told them to drop AJ Green and pick up Anderson off waivers.
Connor, do you know who T. Higgins is?
Mm-hmm.
Would you?
I got my eye on him.
Okay, same. Well, of course, Tyler Boyd, is looking good. Are those pretty much the only two wide receivers you can start with confidence?
Yeah, I would say so.
There was a big stink about AJ Green like mouthing the words "just trade me" on the bench. That. Yeah, and so I saw the video, and I must be like the world's. I mean, I'd be terrible as a deaf person because all I saw was like, it was like, that's what I saw. I'm like, how did they just trade me out of that? I was like, okay. I was like, yeah. So I don't know, man. I think that just might be fake news, as somebody as a celebrity likes to say. So anything more to add about that game, guys?
Nope.
Okay, Baltimore, you screwed me. Defense, anyway.
Can we move on?
Please.
So next we have the Jacksonville Jaguars or the Houston Texans. Not a lot going on this game. Deshaun Watson had a good game. The Texans got their first dub. Yeah. Suck it, Bill O'Brien. And Minshew still did kind of good. Chark got injured. Oof.
Mm-hmm. Cooks.
I missed Chark's one good week of the year, which was last week.
Yeah, dude. How do you feel about him, dude? Are you holding him? Are you gonna try trading him or cutting him? What are you doing, dude?
I'm not gonna trade him at this point because he's banged up and he had coming off a terrible game, so it's not going to be a good trade for me right now. My only hope is maybe if he's out the next week, I could put him in my IR and pick up someone to stream instead, or he has a good week and I get it, and then I can trade high at that point.
Okay, so you're holding. You're basically holding.
Yeah,
okay.
right now.
Are you doing the Zach Ertz? That's what you're doing. Yeah. I got you. Now, Connor, do you know now who Laviska Shenault is? Do you know who that is now?
Yes.
Okay, you do know who that is. Okay, because when we did the fire or the shoot or ceasefire, I asked him about Laviska Shenault. He's like, I don't know who that is. I'm like, come on, man. Yeah, yeah. But you know, it sounds like with Chenault's role increasing weekly. Okay, because he saw like a season high targets. He saw 8 season high receptions and 7 and season high routes run. Leads the team in targets. Is this similar to? I'll ask you this, Connor, because you gave a very concise and good answer on Panthers. Is this a DJ Moore Anderson or Juju Smith-Schuster, Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool situation, like this whole Laviska and DJ Shark?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, injuries are going to decide that, as well as just who can consistently perform. Because I don't consider myself like the Jaguars aren't the team I understand the best. So like he's getting the targets, but like that could change. Like that happens in fantasy.
Yeah. Like every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you have 2 Steelers on your team right now, because you're trying to figure out
exactly
what's going to do it. Yeah, which is just smart approach, especially this early. So I commend you on that, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Doc, David Johnson, is this what we're going to be seeing more with BOBL, the pitcher?
I think there's a chance that's right, because we don't see the same. Bob had something in mind when he picked up David Johnson, which was not in touch with reality whatsoever. So with better coaching, you're going to see something that fits his skill set better. He had a decent game. I mean, I wasn't super thrilled with it. It helped I got a win on the team that I have him. So he wasn't terrible, but we'll see what it's like moving forward.
Yeah, David Johnson went up, Duke Johnson went down. One last thing I want to say about this game, I want to ask you, Connor, because this is a gut thing. Brandon Cooks, is that somebody that you're trusting? With the, he hauled in 8 of his 11 targets for 161 yards and a touchdown. No. Doc, do you concur?
I need to see another game or two. He's someone that I wouldn't mind just picking up and stashing, because now with Bob gone and Watson's cooking, if we're going to use chef references for quarterbacks getting to do their thing, that's what Watson's doing. So you know what? Maybe over the next week we'll see what happens when Watson goes to the guy he wants to go to. Maybe Cooks will be that guy.
Yeah, could be. All right, Connor.
Next, we have the Miami Dolphins at the San Francisco 49ers. We're going to make this one quick because the Dolphins spanked the 49ers. I mean, gosh, this reminded me of the type of whooping you get where it's like, you your mom tells you your dad's gonna whoop you when he comes home, so you just think about it all day and it just amplifies it. That's what the Dolphins gave to the Niners here, man. It was bad.
He got benched. Jimmy G
Jimmy G.
benched,
Hey,
and he
Jimmy,
had his wife.
Jimmy GQ. Come on.
Yeah, GQ. He had his wife. He had Samuel in there. He had Brandon Ayuk. He had George Kittle. He had I did not see if Mostert was back in this week. Was he not?
Oh yeah,
week?
he was. Yeah. Oh dude, yeah, dude. He reclaimed his lead back status, dude. Playing 53% of the snaps, dude.
There you go.
Yeah.
But even then Miami shut him down.
Mm-hmm.
They shut him down. And they didn't really Fitzpatrick didn't even have a passing touchdown. They had a rushing one, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Tua is that there's been clamor? Fitzpatrick is leading them to wins.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen?
Not yet. I think they're saying, look, you know what, Tua, you're still a little bit too hurt, man. Not just yet. I would say that's going to be a Thanksgiving surprise, like after Thanksgiving. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I saw a doink happen in real time. It was great.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. One thing I want to ask you, Doc, you're an owner of Deebo Samuel. He got
not anymore, actually.
well, okay. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. But he was a full game. He had a full game snap share and led the team in target. So I'm just curious, why did you give up on him after drafting and holding him for so long?
Because my team had other needs and directions I wanted to go in. With my roster, I felt decent about my wide receivers, and I needed a tight end. And it wasn't necessarily because I said I want to drop Deebo Samuel, I'm going to drop him. It was more of like I had to make a move, and he was the weakest link on the team, and so he was who I went.
Gotcha. Connor, would you say Myles Gaskin is kind of like the AFC East version of James Robinson?
Sure. That seems like a fair comp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He's working intently on something right now.
Yeah. Well, it's probably picking somebody up. Yeah, because he.
I'm really considering it, guys. I really am. If I'm being honest, I really am wondering about Mike Williams. I mean, 24 points, guys, 7 targets, 4 receptions, 104 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's not just a couple of 8-yard catches.
No, but if it's contingent upon Keenan Allen, we don't know about his injury yet. So
yes, but he has a history of injury proneness.
Yeah, but I don't know how long he's out for.
Mike Williams is a freak, dude. I know that you didn't get the benefit of watching, or maybe it wasn't a benefit of watching the Hard Knocks, but before he got injured, I mean, they were just talking him up, dude. I mean, like, he's a big freak of nature, making these incredible catches. So he's extremely talented. He is a talented receiver. But on Gaskin, with Jordan Howard, J-Ho being a healthy scratch, he got goal line work now. So that's something that he was missing. So I think this might actually be a bell cow back now.
I love bell cows.
And Ethan, you're now not you, Connor. I am not talking to you because this does not concern you the least bit. Ethan, you're an owner of Mike Gesicki, because you're not an owner of Gesicki anymore, Connor. You used to be, sir, but you're not. But Ethan, you're an owner of Gesicki. So with his 8 targets, 5 receptions, 91 yards, how you feel about him, man?
I feel good. I mean, I needed someone to fill in for Waller. He is on his bye this week, and I needed someone. I saw him there. He was actually who I dropped Deebo Samuel for. Because Goddard was my backup tight end, and he is injured. I feel very good about him, and I especially feel good about the matchup we have coming up.
Not in our league. Not in our league.
Sorry.
Yeah, I have Goddard in our league. Yeah.
Sorry. I don't have a backup tight end in that league. And so I needed one, and I feel great about it because he had a good game, and he's been getting touchdowns pretty regularly. Mm-hmm. I don't think he had one this last week, but He's getting the targets. He's getting the share of that offense, and I think that's going to be. I think he was I would be happy with the production he got this last week on my if I had him as my tight end.
Yeah, he's exactly what we said he was. We got this one right, guys. If you've been following us from the beginning, he is definitely a glorified slot receiver. Yeah. So, anything more to add on that?
Nope.
Connor?
No, I'm good.
Moving on.
The Indianapolis Colts and the Cleveland Browns and the battle of running backs.
Yep. Yeah, the big takeaway of this one was Baker Mayfield got hit at the end of the fourth quarter, and he got X-rays on his ribs, and they came out negative, so he'll be playing next. So if anybody's nervous about that, I don't know if anybody is, but yeah, there we go on that. But you're talking about the running backs, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about how you feel about Taylor, Connor.
I think that like he's not going to get the amount of touches I want him to get, but he's going to get enough. And I think he has the potential week in, week out to get at least a touchdown. So I think he's good. I feel safe with him and Josh Jacobs and Joe Mixon, honestly. I feel safe with those three guys.
Hey, okay, yeah, dude, I agree with you. Connor, I just got this message that the because you like doinks, okay? So the Chargers, they doinked the last second field goal attempt.
Yeah, I told you I said doink.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. It's the reason not to roster the Chargers kickers, guys.
Yeah, and it says because the game got tied up by somebody scoring a touchdown for New Orleans. You want to guess who that might be?
Voldemort.
Yeah, Taysom Hill. Yeah. Okay. But moving on.
Moving on.
No, hang on. Trey Burton led all Colts and tight ends and routes. What do you think about him, Doc?
I liked Trey Burton, but Phillip Rivers, man, I don't know if I trust him, especially with how great the running game is and the defense. I just don't see them being super pass heavy. That's why I wasn't in on Mo Alley Cox. Y'all heard me say that because I was concerned about coming back and
you never loved Cox, never.
No, I've never been a Cox guy.
You've never been a Cox man.
But I will tell you one thing that I did get excited about. Was Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt, really, he was the workhorse. 23 touches, finished just south of 100 yards from scrimmage, and scored a touchdown reception. So I'm really, really excited. I'm a Kareem Hunt owner. That was the one that the Lord gave us when He took away Eckler. So I was really happy about that. And we were right. I don't know if you were if it was last show. Yeah, it was because it was waiver wire we talked about. Yeah, Dearness Johnson, dude, you guys were both down on him. He got 9 touches but 8 of the carries was whenever Kareem Hunt was out with cramps. So, yeah, he's not really that big part of the thing like we talked about. I'm not going to ask. Austin Hooper did see 10 targets in the contest. Got 24% target share over the past 3 weeks. I know how you feel, Connor, so I'll ask you, Doc. How do you think about Hooper? I mean, was that somebody that you would be looking at?
He's on the waivers in all the leagues that I've been in, and I've gone in other directions. So if that was it, I would go for him. But
yeah.
If there's other options in the league where I just picked up Gesicki, Hurst was there. Not Hurst. Hooper was there. Yeah, and I didn't go. Oh, Hurst was there. Yeah, Hurst and Hooper were there.
Yeah, I dropped him for Robert Tonyan. Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Because I found out that his main competition, Josiah DeGurius, is out for the rest of the year with a torn ACL. So. And without Lazard, Rodgers is going to have somebody to throw to along with Adams, and I think that's going to be Tanya, yeah, Wonton, yeah, I think so, yeah. But yeah, I'm right there with you with Hooper. I thought about it for a little bit, especially since I'm freaking out about Dalton Schultz. But we'll talk about Dalton Schultz when we get to that game. So Connor,
Moving on, the New York Giants and Dallas Cowboys
Hey, how
played.
neat.
We already talked about this game, so like we said, it was going great when Dak got injured. Andy Dalton came in, ended up leading the Cowboys to a victory, but the Giants came back, and both teams. I mean, this went down to the wire.
Mm-hmm.
This
sure
game right
did.
here, yeah.
It sure did.
And
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, a guy that we haven't been talking about as much as the other receivers, Michael Gallup. He was the beneficiary of several big shots from Dalton.
Can I? Yeah. Can I? I've been hearing a lot. Okay, about that. That they just let. They had to play catch up, and this is from a Dallas Cowboy fan that lives in Dallas. Okay, that that they saying on their radio stations that Andy Dalton had to play catch up, and so that's why he was throwing to Cooper and throwing, because it was each spread out 3 to each, to Cooper, to Lamb, and to Gallup, even though that Lamb was having a good game before Andy Dalton came in. And so there's a lot of people that are freaking out, me included, that Andy Dalton did not look at the other Dalton Schultz. I joked to Sergeant, Sergeant Schultz, the I know nothing. Well, that's exactly what he did whenever Dalton was there. I did nothing. That's what he did.
That's what he
So.
did.
And my question was like, oh my gosh, I know. Do I need to drop Schultz because Andy Dalton's probably not good enough to support 4 receivers like Prescott is? But he's saying that what the word is that they're going to be very conservative with Andy Dalton. And so when you talk about conservative, the two pass catchers that are going to be getting most play, other than Zeke, of course, is going to be Dalton Schultz and CeeDee Lamb. So I'm decided not to drop them because I want to see what they're going to do. But do you think that's what's going to happen, Connor? Do you think they're going to be conservative, or what you saw? Do you think they're just going to unleash him and let him go to Gallup and Cooper and everybody?
I mean, I don't know. It is worth noting that when Andy Dalton was on the Bengals, I mean, he didn't exactly target the hell out of tight ends.
Well, Tyler Eifert did pretty well. Yeah, but he just kept getting injured.
He kept getting injured, but also you have a really good group of wide receivers. So, look, man, you were bigger on Schultz than me, so I'm not going to talk too much about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not invested in him in any league. I'm not really a believer in him at this point. He's a 4th option, in my opinion. Actually, 5th.
Interesting. Would you concur on that, Doc?
I want to see a whole game from Dalton, one that he doesn't come in behind, and a game where they actually had a week to prepare a game plan for Dalton.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about too. Connor, what's your thoughts on Devontae Freeman? Close to 20 touches, man. I mean, is he a low end RB2?
I'm not starting him, man.
Okay. What about you, Doc? Would you be even like looking his way, man? If he's a clear cut goal line back.
I'm gonna say if you have if you're doing the Thunder flex, right? You got a running back in the flex and they're injured, something happens, they're out, it's a bye week. You don't have anyone on your bench. Freeman's there, plug him in. He at least he's getting the work. But other than that, I'm not pivoting from an already established option to him.
All right. If I told you about somebody that had 1 catch for 11 yards and a touchdown, who do you think I'd be talking about?
Ingram?
Yeah. Because of that touchdown, is he a sell high candidate?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it personally because I have Ingram in one of my leagues. I actually benched him. The only game that he ever this is actually the gut gave me advice. He told me to bench Ingram for
advice. Don't ever
Hayden Hurts.
On Ingram.
Don't ever listen to him again. The gut it works well for him. His gut does stuff.
But my gut sabotages other people when I try to tell them advice. That's what I'm slowly learning.
But to me, this is the kind of game that you're hoping to get out of Ertz, where you can trade him high. Unfortunately, the league where I have Ingram, people are not active in trading, so I don't think I could. So
Yeah, he's definitely, especially since there's a premium on tight ends. It's hard to find anybody that's producing. So if you have active league members, then that's somebody to actually go for. Yeah. So,
yep.
anything more to add on this other
Nope.
than the target all your defenses against the Giants? Yeah, because Daniel Jones is a turnover machine. He loves to fumble. Just can't help it. That's his go-to move. Got butterfingers, got grease on his palms. So moving on.
The the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks, they played, and the Seahawks came back on fourth down, and they won. They learned, they proved that you can win a game throwing for it, fourth and goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, yeah, they can. It does happen from time to time when you're not playing against the Patriots in the Super Bowl. So I like that.
Yes.
That was good. That was good, Connor. That was good.
Thank you.
One of the
Yeah.
things that go ahead.
No, I'm listening. Go.
I think what we're seeing, Russ was talking about talking up DK Metcalf quite a bit. I think he said he's going to be one of the best in the game. And Metcalf had a great game. So while I gave some love to Lockett earlier with a trade option, I think this game we're starting to see Metcalf is kind of turning into the guy that he's going to, in those when the play breaks down, there's a scramble. He's going to Metcalf. That's who he went on fourth and goal to win the game. So that says something.
Yeah, Tyler Lockett was not used downfield, and that's kind of pretty much where he lives, and so he actually might be a prime buy low candidate if somebody's freaking out, if they're if they're low and they're they don't have much prospects, they might be somebody you can target if you want to go that route. One thing I want to go ahead and mention, of course, we talked about the Merry Early Christmas, but in detail, one thing that the show had been talking about was that we were worried about Madison because of Boone coming in and taking over, and it wasn't like that. It was Madison, and Boone only came in whenever Madison needed to, get a couple of breaths. So it was the Madison show. So if you have the option to pick up Madison, I would say definitely that's something that you would want to pick up.
Yeah, and it wasn't just that he saw the work, but he looked fantastic.
I know. Whenever I was watching the game, I was like, man, did Cook come back in? I was like, oh no, that's number 25. Oh my. Okay. Yeah, it's him. Yeah. So Connor, I want to talk to you about moving on up, Mr. Jefferson. Yeah, Justin Jefferson. Yeah, dude. He didn't extend his 100-yard game streak, so he didn't do that. But he did get 3 catches for 23 yards on 5 targets. How do you feel about Mr. Jefferson?
Obviously, if you're an owner of his, you are unhappy, and if you're an Adam Thielen owner, you're like, but I mean, I would still start him. I think you'll see better days.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, what do you think about that, Doc?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not after he had those solid games, I would move away from him now. I mean, it's gonna pivot between Thielen and Jefferson now. Whichever one's the hot hand, that's who's gonna deal it to.
Yeah, well, Kirk. If Kirk shows up, actually, yeah. So that's the first thing. Kirk has to show up, but it's the volatility of wide receivers. They don't always show up. So you're gonna have down weeks. You just can't freak out.
Yep.
Look at the target share and what they did with it. So. Yeah, anything. I think. Well, I mean, Russell's awesome. So I mean, he wasn't awesome in the first half, but he got some cooking sauce going. At the end. So in the second half, so he really did well. That 4th and 1 stuff that stunk for the Vikings. With Madison, but
yep.
It's just the way it went. I applaud his the gumption of the coach doing that. Anything more to add on that game, guys?
No, sir.
No. All right, then. Moving on.
So the final game is the one that's going on tonight. Actually, I guess
Saints.
It's
Saints won in overtime, 30-20.
30.
This is a game for me. I had Breeze in. Breeze had a decent showing for how bad he's been. You're sort of happy with Breeze's performance. Sanders showed up. Emmanuel Sanders, Jared Cook. He had at least a touchdown. He had some passes too. Kamara actually had, in Kamara terms, not a big game. Because if you had Kamara, you're used to 20 plus points, but he was held to only 16 points. It looks like they're running Murray a bit more than they have been previously. I saw Murray out there at the start of the game. He was the running back. The first play of the game, the first run of the game for the Saints was Latavius Murray. And it took a bit for Kamara to get worked in. Kamara did end up getting probably, I don't have the snap counts in front of me and the touches, but I'd imagine Kamara ended up having the most and had some great receptions downfield. And also you pointed out about Keenan Allen being out. Do we have any of the stats on what Mike Williams ended up with?
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead.
He had.
He ended up points on the day.
Yeah. He had
8 targets, 5 receptions, 109 yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah.
Merry early Christmas. Yeah. One thing about Murray though is that, and I think I might have mentioned this in the start sit show or shoot or ceasefire, is that every time that it's a week before the bye week, Sean Payton always gives Kamara the week off. He doesn't run him as hard. Yeah, that's what happened whenever Connor and I, whenever he owned Kamara and I owned Ingram, and they're on the same team, is that the week before the bye week, Connor was real upset. I was real happy because Ingram ran the most, and that's why I was thinking Michael Thomas wasn't going to play anyway, because they like to rest their starters if they can, like especially in skill positions like that, the week before the bye week. That's just something that Peyton always does. So yeah, I wasn't too nervous about that. Yeah. But the running game for the Chargers, it wasn't the Josh Kelly show. It looks like Jackson actually got more carries, 15 rush attempts,
and looked pretty good.
Yeah.
As well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's interesting about people that went after Kelly, and that were really excited about him. So yeah, it looks like it's the reverse is true. So yeah, so maybe Justin Jackson is the guy who's going to be filling in for Eckler whenever Eckler's out. So if that means if being the running back on the Chargers and not being Eckler is something that you need. Ethan, did you see if Jackson did any goal line? Who did the goal line work for the Chargers?
I did not see, but when we got to the goal line, they were mainly passing.
Oh, okay. That's something to keep in mind then, everybody, when you're looking at the running backs for the Chargers. Same thing with the problem with Eclair is that whenever because that's what the Chiefs were doing. They weren't really running when they got close to the goal line. They were doing passings or end arounds with Mahomes or Hill. So that's a huge part of ownership. That's why Gaskin wasn't seen as high, is because he wasn't getting goal line work. So if they're going to be passing during the goal line, that's great for Hunter Henry owners. Yeah, Merry Early Christmas. Yeah, so
Merry Early Christmas, guys.
Yeah. So that's how that is right there. All right. Anything more to add on that, Connor or Doc?
Nope.
Okay, so since this is the waiver wire show, we'll just go and do what we normally do. I'm going to go ahead and just say some names, bounce them off you guys, and I look to see if these guys had. There's only one guy that I have on here that was owned higher than 40%, and it's a 64%, but I think you'll know who that is. But he's still out there on some waiver wire, so I just want to go and get y'all's opinion on it. So I will start this time with Doc. Alexander Madison, high, medium, or low on priority?
Hi. There, hi.
Okay.
Hi.
Connor, Chase Claypool.
Hi.
Okay. Doc. Travis Fulgham.
Medium.
Medium. Okay. Connor, Andy Dalton.
Medium.
Okay. Doc, Austin Hooper.
Low.
Low. Okay. Connor, Henry Ruggs.
Medium.
Okay. Doc, Olomide Zacchaeus.
Mm, low.
Low. Okay. Connor, Jace Edmonds. That's the one that was
High.
high. Okay. Yeah, that one's 164%, but still, that's enough to me to talk about. So high. And then Doc, Brandon Cooks.
I'm gonna go medium right now.
Okay. All right. Can you believe he's 44% owned? Can you believe that? Yeah. Connor, T. Higgins.
High.
Hi. Okay. Doc, Greg Ward.
Low.
Okay. Connor, Nelson Aguilar.
Oh, low.
Low. Low.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Okay. And Doc, LaVisca Chenault.
Medium.
Medium. Okay. Connor, Gus Edwards.
Low.
Okay. Doc, Alex Smith.
Low.
Okay. And Connor, last one, Trey Burton.
Low.
No? All right. And Mo Cox, I'll just throw that out there to ask you, Connor, since you love Cox.
Low.
No? Okay. All right.
I love it.
Okay. All right. One more time.
I love it.
Can't believe I did that. All right. So everybody. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. This wraps up the week 5 wrap-up show. Okay, we record this show late Tuesday, right? That's what we're on. We're on Tuesday right now, or is this Monday? It's Monday. Yeah. It gets confusing because we have a game tomorrow. So late Monday nights we're recording, so you'll have it up on Tuesday. So hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. And so make sure in a couple of days, make sure to if you were really enjoying this show and you really enjoyed the three now beefheads bantering about, Doc, what should they do?
They should smash that subscribe button and the bell icon so you can get alerts for all the new episodes. So you just, it's that Tuesday morning, maybe you're forgetting. YouTube will remind you. Click the bell icon.
Oh yeah. And Connor, let's thank our supporters of the show. Go for
Once
it, my brother.
again, and I'm gonna switch them with you like we did last time. Please, guys, subscribe to the Pride of Sunnyside High Volume Music Radio, where we are on, and you can hear us talk about fantasy football and banter about as beefheads do in these bewildering times.
Woo, look at that. And Ethan, you want to talk about the other sponsor?
Yeah, it's the Sports Host app. The Gut gave you the lowdown. It's a great place, a great community. Lovers of sports. All right, you don't have trolls hanging around just to rat on people whose team lost, like I do with the Dodgers. They just lost tonight to the Braves.
But they deserve it. That's different.
I'm going to be that bad person. I'm not on Sports Host. I'm that kind of person. Go to Sports Host where there's good sports fans who just talk about great stuff having to do with sports, and there's no riffraff nonsense or ballyhoo going on.
And it looks like Emord might actually finally win his first game. I think so. Yeah. It looks like we're in up there one. Yeah, dude, we got this. We're up 137 to 79. So and they have Stephon Diggs and Singletary to go. So I think I think that Emord's finally going to get out of the dumpster, dude. So that's awesome. So that would be my parting shot. So Ethan, what's your parting shot?
This is that time of year where, if you're looking at 1-4, you're looking at, 0-4. You might think you're out. This isn't when you're out. This is when people stop paying attention. This is when people leave injured players in the lineup. The buys start hidden and they're not paying attention. If you keep paying attention, you can get some wins, sneak into the playoffs, and then who cares what happened the rest of the season? You're in the playoffs. So just, go
keep
strong.
Working. Mm-hmm. Connor, parting shots, brother.
I'm gonna probably start Chase Claypool, and I hope it doesn't come back to bite me in the ass.
If our co-host was Butthead, that's exactly what he was. That's awesome. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button. And look for us on Thursday morning, where we'll have our shoot or ceasefire show. Help you get ready for Thursday night's game. Hopefully, we'll have a doc with us. We'll see. If not, it'll be another anchor arm show. So we'll see how that goes. And so I hope you guys are enjoying your Tuesday. Hope the Astros win today because they lost the past two, but no, they're playing tonight, Tuesday night, so hopefully they'll do well there. And I hope we have a game to watch, football game to watch on Tuesday night. So everybody, remember, in fantasy football, as in life, don't dream it, be it. Enjoy your week.
Peace.
Peace.